Hey, what's up guys, MacH here and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be the top 10 troll drops in old school RuneScape. So I got this idea from Fangy Myers and this received the most upvotes. 40 people upvoted it. So if you guys want to see any future videos, be sure to leave a comment down below and also upvote ideas that you want to see. So some context for this video is some of these drops have been purposely meant to be trolls by Jagex, while others have become trolls by the forces of the marketplace. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you do, please hit suggested videos. This really helps improve the YouTube algorithm and helps my videos get suggested to an audience I don't have. Enjoy. Number 10. Starting off the countdown at number 10 is the infamous Ring of Life drop from Daganov Rex. Rex drops 3 different rings, each at a 1 in 128 drop rate. The highest valued ring is the Berserker ring, valued at 3 mil, then the Warrior ring worth 100k, before finally the Ring of Life, worth only 2k. Knowing that a 2k drop could have been a 3 mil drop can infuriate some players. It is important to note that the RuneScape community really began looking at the Ring of Life as a troll drop after Bodhi received many of them on his Iron Man en route to his Berserker ring at roughly 460 kill count. Perhaps you guys remember this. Number 9. Coming in at number 9 is the Longbone. The Longbone is dropped by any monster that also drops Big Bones. Notable bosses that drop Big Bones include God Wars dungeon bosses Kriara and General Gardar. The Longbone has a 1 in 400 drop rate, which is higher than any individual Armadillo or Bandos piece, which have drop rates of 1 in 384. The Longbone is ultimately a troll drop by Jagex, and its only uses include burying it for 15 prayer experience or trading it to an NPC named Barlak after the death of the Dorgashun quest for 1k coins and 1.5k construction experience. Number 8. At number 8 we have the Kirill's Coif. The Kirill's Coif is the least expensive item you can get at Barrows, at roughly 60k. In the first few years of old school, most Barrows items were more expensive than what they are today, making the price differential between the top tiered items and the Kirill's Coif even greater. Since the chance of receiving any Barrows item is roughly 1 in 17 when you kill all 6 brothers, and there are 24 possible items, the chance of receiving the Kirill's Coif is 1 in 408. Number 7. Next on the countdown at number 7 is the Rune Sword. The Rune Sword can be dropped by all 4 God War dungeon bosses at a drop rate of 1 in 406. This rate is higher than the chance of receiving any particular Bandos or Armadillo piece, which is 1 in 384. The Rune Sword also has a 3 times higher drop rate than the Zamorakian Spear, which is worth over 7 mil. The drop rate is pretty close to the 1 in 508 drop rates that are common throughout God War's dungeon, and items at this drop rate include the Armadillo Crossbow, Armadillo Hilt, and Saradomin Hilt, worth 26, 29, and 43 mil respectively. Number 6. Coming in at number 6 is the rare drops at Dima Kirill's, obtainable after completion of Monkey Madness 2. The Dima Kirills have many troll drops that have been created because of the forces of the marketplace. Of these drops include the Ballista Spring and Limbs at a 1 in 500 drop rate, the Light Frame at a 1 in 750 drop rate, and the Heavy Frame and Monkey Tail at a 1 in 1500 drop rate. These items vary from as little as 30k to as high as 800k. What makes these items troll drops is the fact that Dima Kirills also drop the Zenite Shard, which is only a 1 in 300 drop rate and is worth 13 mil. Number 5. At number 5 are the 4 different jar drops. The Jar of Dirt at a 1 in 1000 drop rate, the Jar of Souls and Jar of Sand at a 1 in 2000 drop rate, and the Jar of Darkness at a 1 in 2500 drop rate. These drops can be very unfortunate, as they are much higher drop rates than some very good items at their respective bosses. For example, the Jar of Souls at Cerberus is 4 times rarer than the Primordial Crystal, which has a 1 in 512 drop rate. I think the worst case scenario would be getting the Jar of Darkness before the Skatizo pet, as it is 40 times rarer. Number 4. Coming in at number 4 is a repeat pet drop. This only happens when a player already has the pet at the boss that they are at, and they roll the pet drop rate again. The message a player receives when this happens is, you have a funny feeling like you would have been followed. Since most pet rates are between 1 in 1k and 1 in 5k, it would suck using your RNG on a repeat pet drop, rather than actually getting a good item. Number 3. One of the biggest troll drops in Old School, and coming in at number 3 is the Bucket. The Bucket is a reward on the Mega Rare table from an Elite Clue Scroll. The chance of receiving a specific drop on the Mega Rare table is 1 in 3300, so the Bucket's drop rate is just that. You have the same chance of receiving a Bucket from an Elite Clue Scroll as you do of landing on the 3rd age table and getting yourself a 3rd age piece. The Bucket is nothing more than a troll drop from Jagex, and landing on it would stink. To avoid ever having this demoralizing thing happen to you, turn all of your Elite Clue Scrolls into Master Clue Scrolls. Number 2. At number 2 is the Curved Bone. Just like the Long Bone, you can only get the Curved Bone from a monster that drops Big Bones. The Curved Bone has a 1 in 5,000 drop rate, and a player can get it from a few different bosses including Kriara, Giant Mole, and General Garadar. Just like the Long Bone, the Curved Bone can also be traded to Barlack for coins and construction experience. Ultimately, a 1 in 5,000 drop rate is the same drop rate as Pet Gardar and Pet Kriara, so getting it instead of a pet would be painful. Honorable mention. Thus far in the video, if you've noticed, I've primarily been basing the ranking of troll drops by drop rate and value of the potential items you could have received instead. I want to take this time to recognize other types of troll drops. These are the type that momentarily make your heart drop, because you think you received an item that you didn't. The big culprit of these heart drops is the red Dragonhide armor. I know personally the red D'hide Vams from Dust Devils always get my hopes up of being the Dragon Chainbody. The red D'hide Vams also look similar to the Dragon Warhammer drop at Shamans. Let us not forget about the red Dragonhide body looking very similar to the Dragon Chainbody at the Calphite Queen. Some other lookalikes include both the Uncut Ruby and the Smoldering Stone from Cerberus, looking very similar to the Primordial Crystal. Finally, we've all been there. You just finished a clue and you got some strange item that's insanely high valued, until you go to the GE only to realize that you've been trolled and it's worth next to nothing. Number 1. At number 1, I have included 2 different drops from the rare drop table, the Shield Left Half and the Dragon Spear. The rare drop table is a special drop table a monster sometimes rolls on rather than its own drop table. For example, at God Wars Dungeon, the rare drop table at all 4 bosses occurs at an 8 in 127 drop rate. If a rare drop table is hit, a player then has a 1 in 273 chance to receive the Shield Left Half, and a 1 in 364 chance to receive the Dragon Spear. If you multiply the chance of landing on the rare drop table with the chance of receiving either item, the Shield Left Half becomes a 1 in 4,334 drop rate, while the Dragon Spear becomes a 1 in 5,779 drop rate. These are pretty close to the 1 in 5,000 drop rate for the boss pet, so hopefully you don't get either of these items as a drop. Well guys, this completes yet another video, the top 10 troll drops in Old School RuneScape. If you guys have any comments or suggestions on future videos, be sure to leave a comment down below, or also join my clan chat in game, Mac_H, and let me know about them there. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.